What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you can see here, my pile of packages and projects for the truck is starting to grow. This is also for the truck. So today we are going to do a few things, I think. I have a couple projects that kind of all tie into one. I want to rip out all the seats in the truck and rip out the carpet and everything and line the bottom and the back with Dynamat. I also want to run an amplifier, all the wiring for the amplifier, while the seats are out and the carpet's out. And then I'm going to replace the factory amplifier with a JL Audio Stealthbox. It fits, same concept I had in my old truck. I didn't make a video on it because I already had it in my truck before I started doing YouTube, but it basically fits right under the center console. It's not a huge sub. I mean, it's one single 10, and it's such a small box that it doesn't make like crazy bass, but it definitely is an upgrade from the factory subwoofer. I would like to get like two 12s in here or something, but I just don't want to sacrifice the space under my seat. I keep a bunch of stuff under there, tools and stuff, in case I was to need them. And I don't really want to put them in the bed of my truck, even though I got the hard tonneau cover. So for now, I'm just gonna do this like I did in my old truck. Another thing I want to do while the seats are out is I made a video on my last truck about it's like those little they're like little, I don't know what to, pieces of metal that you put under the back rear seats that lifts them up about 2.5–3 inches, and it allows me to fold the back of the seat forward so you can put stuff behind there or do whatever. I bought another one of those kits for this truck, so we're gonna install that as well. I don't know how much I'm gonna have in this video. This video is probably just gonna be pulling the seats, carpet and everything, and then laying the Dynamat. And then I'll probably make a second video doing the rest. But anyways, yeah, that's the plan for now. It's a bunch of little projects all kind of tied together. Figured it's best to get it all done instead of having to remove the seats multiple times or removing the carpet and having to run wiring later and then have to figure out how to get it under the carpet. So yeah, it just makes more sense just to do it all at the same time. First things first is getting these rear seats out. There's nuts on these like threaded studs that stick up. It's not really a bolt because it's just like welded into the sheet metal on the bottom or whatever. But there's one there, one there, one there. I believe there's a couple back there. But I'm not gonna bore you guys with the details with that. I'm gonna probably just either not film that part or set up a time lapse. I'll obviously update you guys if there's anything, like any snags I run into or tips that I have for you, but it's pretty straightforward. You just pull off those nuts on all those seats and then you just lift them straight off. So we're gonna get started with that, and hopefully we can knock this out pretty quick. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update or show you a quick thing. All these nuts I took all these off, even the one for the seat belt, and then there's another one down there for the other seat belt. But what I wanted to tell you is these two screws, there's two screws that go in this metal piece right here, and it screws these two, as you can see right here. Let's see, here's this seat right here, and then this other piece is this seat right here, and there's two screws that go and hold these two pieces together. So one up here and one down here. So these are 10 mil, and the nuts over there are 18 mil. So once you get those done, you should be able just to lift these seats out. So we're gonna try that right now. So you should be able just to lift this up, just like that. This one's gonna be a little bit tougher because this one's heavy. The other thing I gotta worry about is the seat belt. Actually, no, I don't. Undone. So just throw that to the side. Now, like I said, this one is heavier, but it's not too bad where you can't get it. If you have a second person, you may want to try to have them help you. I don't, so we're just gonna have to do it ourselves. Alright, I'm not 100% positive how to get these front seats out, but I believe there's two big bolts. It's like some kind of star bit. There's one there and one there. I'm pretty sure it starts with those. I'm gonna undo those two and then see. I looked in the front and I don't see any bolts like that in the front. It looks like they're so this little plastic cover goes on there like this, and you just kind of pull that way. There's one little clip. But anyways, I'm telling, oh, here we go. I don't need to push it forward. So there's a bolt right there, but at the front right here, it looks like it just, this metal piece goes down into here. I don't know. I don't see any type of bolts anywhere, so I'm assuming maybe it just like kind of goes down in and hooks into like a, I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to pull these two bolts and then see see if we can lift it up or see what happens. So I'm gonna do that. Let me grab some kind of star bit. Alright, so it is a T50 Torx bit. So if you see now, the seat kind of rocks forward. I think we may be able to pull it out now. Probably gonna have to undo this. Just pull that little red clip back and then pull the gray all the way back and undone. So yeah, that's done. Alright, well, let me put the camera down so I can see if I can get this seat out. One thing I did just notice is the seat belt. So I just need to pry this little plastic piece out of here, undo the bolt, and then the seat belt is undone. So it is kind of just like hooked in the front. You just have to kind of lift it. I lifted the back and then I put my hand under the front and kind of lifted it a little bit and pulled back and it came right out. This one's gonna be heavy as shit. I should pull out the front. Alright, so that is that. I will show you guys really quick what I was talking about. So pulled the screws out of the back. There's 2 screws, and then there was like these little hooks that just go down in and sit. So you kind of have to lift up and out. Make sure you undo that. So that's pretty much it. I gotta get the other side out, and then we'll have all the seats out, and we can start on getting other stuff out so we can get the carpet out. There's the seat. So I'm gonna pull this driver's seat out really quick. I'm not gonna film it. And then we'll work on getting the center console out. Alright, so got both of the seats out. I took the little tire iron thing out and the jack that was over there. Got to work on getting the center console out. Probably the trim. All the trim on that side. Then after all that's out, we can start taking this carpet out. It looks like there's a seam right here, so the carpet split into two pieces, a back and a front. So I may, once we get all this stuff out, pull the back piece of carpet out, Dynamat that, put the back piece back in, and then do the front. But I haven't decided. I don't know. It may not make a big difference to do one half and then the other. It might be easier just to pull everything out. So anyways, let's start working on getting the center console out. Cleaned out the center console. I got a bunch of shit piled up on my dashboard. At the very bottom of the center console, I pulled up this rubber mat, and it looks like there's two 10mm bolts. So I'm undoing those 10 mils really quick. There's a little panel right here. I'm gonna try to pry. Yeah, so there's a pretty hefty bolt right there. That one's definitely bigger than a 10 mil. Let's try a 15. Yes, sir. Bingo. Undo the 15 on the other side. That one still doesn't seem like it wants to lift up. Little pockets on the side snap right off, and there's some bolts on the side. So this is up here like this, and I just pop these out. It just snaps right off. And then there's another bolt right here, another 15 mil. Ugh.
So there's that. And we'll get the one on the other side. I've already pulled this panel off as well. There we go. Yep, 2 more screws. Alright, so I got the wires all pulled out. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but you just gotta be careful, don't break them. I found some more bolts. There's these 2 right here, and then there are 2 down in here. Let's go ahead and get these taken apart. Actually, nope, you don't need to take these out. I was wrong. Just take these out. Yeah, you don't need to take these ones in the bottom out. We have a couple wire harnesses we have to unplug. Whew. Harnesses ever want to come off. They're fucking... There we go. Hey. I think we're finally free. So, we have the center console out. Alright. Yeah, it looks like we, there's the factory sub. I'm just going to take all this stuff out, get all these tools out, probably vacuum this carpet
clean it up a little bit, and then we'll see if we can start laying some of that, or pull that carpet out and see if we can start laying some of that Dynamat. So let me get a bunch of this stuff pulled out, and we'll go from there. Everything is out. I ripped these panels off. These panels are off. Everything down here. So I guess it's just time to pull it out. All the carpet is out. I was gonna do this back wall, but decided against that. I'm not gonna remove all that. At least I don't think so. I don't know. Right now I'm gonna say no, but plan may change. I'm going to vacuum all this out and then wipe it all down with some alcohol and everything. Not gonna film that, it's just boring, tedious work. Probably, yeah, let me just wipe all this down, and then we'll start laying the Dynamat. It's the next morning. Apparently the GoPro died, and by the time I noticed it, I had missed a bunch of the footage. It looks like, I just took a look at the camera, it looks like it died before I even started on the front, which kind of sucks, but we got the whole back done. And oops, we got the front done. It was quite the pain. It was a pretty tedious process. This stuff's really hard to lay. Let me see if I can show you. Like right here, you can see it's like all wrinkled. Not a big deal, but not exactly how I wanted it. I wanted it to lay as smooth as possible, but unfortunately there's some wrinkles in here at some point. Don't think that's gonna really make a big difference, or it's not gonna make any difference with the sound. It's just a personal preference, I guess. Yeah, so the Dynamat is in.
Alright, so I decided I cut a big chunk of the insulation stuff out so I can mount the amp and the line output controller back here. So I decided to Dynamat as much as I can. I basically lifted. I didn't take this off. I just undid the little things holding this down. There's like little Christmas tree things and some plastic nuts on the side. Took all those out and just kind of lifted it up and held it up with my head while I put Dynamat on the back. So it's pretty much all back here. Over here I kind of just patched it together. I didn't want to take this. There was something mounted right there and I didn't want to take that off, so I kind of just patched around it. But all this back here is pretty solid. I took the amp off, the Bose factory amp, took that off. Dynamat, put it back on. I put some like stripping right across here. I didn't do any of this up above that, but I'm gonna call that good. I gotta get started on oh man, I gotta get started running the amp kit, otherwise I'm never gonna get this finished. I gotta get a seat, and at least a driver's seat in here before I finish today, because I gotta go to work tomorrow. So yeah, we're gonna get started on running this amp kit.
So I got the wiring kit. It's a 4-gauge amplifier wiring kit. I think on my last truck I used 0-gauge, which was overkill for the sub and amp that I had. I just ran it just in case I wanted to upgrade later. I don't think I'm ever gonna upgrade to a bigger sub, just because I don't want to take up the bottom of my back seat. So I got the 4-gauge. I think it handles up to like a 800 watt amp, which mine's only like 500. So it should be plenty. It comes with a power, ground, like some cable, wire loom stuff. I think there's a fuse in there. Some ring terminals, remote turn-on wire. Anyways, it's pretty much got everything I need to wire an amp. So I'm going to get that ran, and once that's put in, then I can get the rear carpet back in, and then get the sub and amp and all that installed, and then I can start getting the seats back in. So yeah, let's get this amp kit installed. There's a grommet right here that I'm gonna cut. Well, it's already kind of cut. Down the grommet. So now comes out I'm just gonna run it along here, up under the wheel well liner and into the engine bay, and then I'll cut the wire. I'll cut the wire and add this fuse in between the battery. So I'm not gonna film all this stuff, it's pretty easy. I'm gonna finish running this wire and everything, and then I'll show you guys the finished product. Then we can get the amp and everything installed. Alright, I just want to give you guys an update. I've been at this for a few hours now. I got the, you guys saw the power cable that I had, ran up from the grommet. I ran it back through here, through this wire channel, up and around, and then into the amp. I mounted the amp on the back wall. I didn't want to put screws in the back, but I had them in my last truck, didn't have any issues, so decided to do the same thing.
They do unfortunately poke out the back. I don't know if you guys can see that down there, but there are screws coming out the back. Not ideal, but it's alright. Got the line output converter wired or installed. I bought a harness and this line output converter from LLJ, I think it's LLJ Car Audio Fabrications. They make a harness that you pull the black plug out of the Bose amp and you plug it into their harness, and then plug the other side into the Bose amp and run it. They already had this whole thing wired up, the whole line output converter with the wire harness. So I basically just had to plug it in and then run these RCAs to the amp, run power and ground to the amp, run the speaker wire to the subwoofer, which is right there, and then I ran a remote wire to turn the bass, like a bass control knob. I put it right here on the side of my center console. I kind of drilled the hole in like the worst spot possible, but I got it figured out. It'll work. So everything's wired up. It's wired up and working. Oh, I didn't show you the under the hood. I tapped in to put the fuse. I cut this wire, put the fuse in the middle, and then put it on the positive. May have to cut some of that out to put that back on. So, yeah, there's not really a whole lot to record. It's not very entertaining. It's a bunch of tedious work, and just takes some time. I'm gonna put the carpet back in. I ran all this cable so I could run it under the carpet. So I think I'm gonna throw the carpet back in, try to clean up this wiring. Then I'm going to try to throw the center console and the driver's seat back in for sure. Maybe even the passenger seat. I think I'm going to leave this out for this weekend. Next weekend I'm going to install those. I have those little seat lift for the back seat that allows me to, it puts it up just enough so it allows you, when you fold the seat, the back comes up and you can fold the back down. It's kind of handy to have when you have amps and stuff back here. So I'm gonna get the carpet and center console put back in, and then next week we'll install those seat lift things and get the rear seats back in. So let me get the seats back in, center console in, and then I'll just show you real quickly everything, and then we'll wrap the video up. Alright, so man, I'm worn out. I got the rear seats still out. That's the factory sub. I never showed you guys. That's the factory sub. This is the one that was in my old truck. It's a little bit bigger than the new Stealthbox. I didn't actually show you guys the Stealthbox, I don't believe. It looks just like that picture right there. It's about in between that and that. It's kind of shaped more like this one than that, but it's in between. Just gonna show you the inside really quick. Just vacuumed out the damn car. Oh, whatever. So, got the front seats, the center console back in, got the carpet back in, and I've got the amp and everything mounted and wired. This is where I threw my bass knob, right here. Just kind of wanted it out of the way. Kind of wanted it to look as factory as possible, and don't want some knob just poking out of some random spot, but it's down, tucked away. Can't really see it, so that works. It's kind of a similar place where I put it in my old truck. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I am worn out, ready to go just lay down and rest. Got work tomorrow. Next weekend I am going to install that rear seat lift kit thing. I don't know what you want to call it. It's basically some brackets that lift the seats about 2 inches, I think it was, 2.5 inches maybe. So we'll install that next weekend. So I'm just going to leave the rear seats out for now, and we'll worry about that next week. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the future videos, and please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.